All right, what's up, guys? Mitchell or Deity, and today is finally part 2 of the new player guide. So I've tried many different ways to do this. This is just the way I'm going to do it. It's how I did last guide. So we're finally to this point. Part 2 is going to cover what you should be doing on day 2 and 3, meaning I'm going to go over setting up your first Wyvern team, reaching level 25, which pets to focus on, who to 6-star first on your account, and things along that line. It will be broken down. You can see the little segments on the video. If you hover up, you can just click on whichever part you need. And a lot of stuff to cover in this video. It'll probably be another long one, and there will be many different cuts as I complete different things. So whenever you first log into Epic 7 at the beginning of each day, though, you are going to have a checklist of things to do. If it's the beginning of the week, you will go ahead and go into Arena. You will get your Skystone rewards. So always claim Skystones over Mystic Medals. Always Skystones. And if you're new, as you see, this account has logged in multiple days, but this is going to be the new guide account that I will be using for this. So I will be clearing a bunch of arena. Make sure to always use your arena flags. You should be pushing arena, and you should be using the general team that we have. So this general story clearing team is the team that you will use for basically everything up until chapter 3, except if you pull Tamarin, you will switch her out. You need to pull Tamarin. You will switch her out for Destina. So this is what the character stats look like going into this day. I will go ahead and move my face cam for a second so you can just see. So this is a free spirit tier. We'll upgrade her gear here and there as we need to. Here's our Spectre Zebra. We will be switching her gear once we first get our first 6-star promotion, which will be our free spirit tier, will be our first 6-star. She will get a free gear set from that. We will just put all that gear on her. Destina, we are going to end up doing our first hunt challenge. That's something I'm going to be going over. You will get gear for her. That gear will go on to Tamarin once you do pull her. And then last will be Raz, and he will just be on free gear for now. On day 5 login and day 3 login, you'll be getting 2 different sets. You'll be getting an attack set on day 3 login. On day 5 login, you'll be getting a free HP set. This free HP set will be for your Wyvern front tank. This attack set will either go on, it'll go on somebody. I will show you who we decide to put it on. It doesn't really matter as long as the different sets are on a couple core characters, so you will have the freedom to flex your sets around. But I will show you what to do with all that once we get to that point. So, as you see, we are currently level 23. We need to push to level 25. To do that, we're going to be pushing unrecorded history, doing all the stages we can of this, and just keep clearing this as far as we can. This is going to be one of the main farming points of this game. I will go over that later. Probably tomorrow I will show everything you need to do to get the most out of farming unrecorded history. Especially on new accounts, you get extra bonus experience, make it to where it's easier to 6-star characters and get everything you need to make your account established well. So you'll push through this. Every stage that you complete will add to your level. So every stamina you spend gives bonus to your level. It doesn't matter how you spend that stamina, you just need to spend the stamina. Second, we will be pushing into chapter 2 of the story. So once you have finished all of chapter 1, which we did on day 1, we will be pushing into day 2, Sidonia, and getting as far into this as we can. You will reach roadblocks that you'll have to go and switch and do some different gearing stuff, and I will show all those roadblocks that you should hit, and you should be able to follow everything super smoothly. So just bear with me on these long videos. We did this series last year. It did really, really well, helped a ton of people get into the game. Our Discord's almost at 10,000 people. So if you're not in there, join. If you need a guild, I need new guild leaders. We are starting to get to a point where we need much more guild leaders, but make sure you're in a guild. Your guild daily progression is insane. So first off, every day, log in, get into your guild, donate. And then once you reach level 50, you're going to be doing World Boss, and you're going to be doing Guild Wars even if you're going to lose. Always do your Guild Wars even if you just go in and die right away. And then second thing to make sure you do every day, always request Wyvern Claws of the highest rarity. That is the best thing to do. It's the best thing for all of your guild members and yourself because you'll be getting the most amount of Brave Crest currency that you can. Another thing that you'll be trying to do is make sure you finish all your weekly missions. As you see, these are all things that you would not get if you were in a guild. Also, you have your member shop. Your member shop, you will be buying out the Molagora every single week. You will be buying the Catalyst chest that costs Brave Crest every single week. And then you will be buying this, the equipment conversion box, every single week. So make sure you buy all those. We'll also be buying lab compasses, and then any extra overflow Brave Crest you get will go to less artifact charms. This is super important to get into a guild to buy these. So you want to make sure you're in a guild earning the maximum of these, meaning you need to donate your 50K or 50K gold every day because you get 50 points. That's 350 a week. That's a lot overall. And then lastly, with guilds, we are going to have this other currency called Commander's Armbands. We are going to be saving up for Warhorn. This is going to be going on one of our ML5s to get into PvP. In terms of the artifacts that are good within this, Warhorn, Symbol of Unity, Proof of Valor, and a Guide to the Decision and Bastion of Hope. Guide to Decision is the 5th best. This one, you either buy 3rd or 4th. Symbol of Unity usually buy pretty early, and Warhorn right now, because we're taking Meteor Cowrick, which you'll see later, there's a reason why we're getting Warhorn first, but Proof of Valor is super, super good too. All these are 5-star artifacts you get for free that you do not get if you're not in a guild, so make sure to join the Discord and get in a guild. Now, again, whenever you have finished day 1, you're going to be working on finishing your story summons. So Tamarin, you need to make sure you pity this. Preferably don't spend Skystones until the last day. You have 7 days from the minute you open this banner. So if you get to that 7th day and maybe you didn't get to play as much, you can spend Skystones to finish this banner. But try to avoid spending Skystones as much as you can. Or you get enough. So we didn't get her yet. You get enough free bookmarks to easily pity her if you just play for the 7 days. There are so many ways to get bookmarks. We'll be going over all those as we play along. I'll make sure you guys get all the free stuff that you can. And now let's show the daily routine. When you first start or first log into Epic 7 every single day, you are going to have your friendship points. You can buy 40 energy from this, okay? So make sure you buy this every single day. These are only used for summoning stuff that doesn't matter at all. It's like a way to kind of get some free stigma and things. So this should be bought every single day. Your entry flags should be bought every single day. So make sure you use your 10 flags as a new account because you get extra conquest points for using those flags. Next up, we're going to have our conquest point shop. You can buy the Mologora every single week. I highly suggest buying this. The energy, though, as a new player for your first 30 days, I would avoid buying this because you want to spend all your conquest points that you can get into gear. This will help the progression of your account in terms of getting the gear earlier. Now, if you want to min-max and be a little bit slower to get this gear and make your account stronger faster, you can buy this energy. But the more energy you buy from this, the slower it's going to be to get all of this free gear that will help you stabilize your account. So it's a trade-off. Either way you do it will be fine, but I personally do not buy the energy for the first 30 days of playing. Now, if you're, again, trying to min-max, I would buy the energy, because especially free to play, buy the energy, get the most farming you can do per day, and eventually you will buy all this gear anyway. But if you want to get into early PvP faster, 1,000,000,000% advise just skipping over this. Like we'll be using Skystones to refresh stamina and things like that, just to a point where we stabilize our account, and then we will not be overspending resources. Next, we are going to be using our silver transmit stones to buy out this shop every single week. Make sure you buy every single one of these items from Mologora down all the way to the greater accessory charms. Buy all of this if you can. You will be able to buy all of it. We're going to be showing a way to get a ton of these in probably around day 6. So just buy these as you get your silver transmit stones, and if the week resets and you can't buy them, I will just hold off, and you'll see how to buy all this. You do need a lot of ego fragments at the beginning too, so I do highly advise buying these every single week for the first probably 2 months, and then maybe you can slow down on buying those. But everything else, this is the most important thing to buy. And then your right side charms, these are the next most important. All of this is really, really good stuff. So once you have done that, there is now an extra thing that you can do. If you go to events, this is a way to get 100 free energy per day. You can watch an ad. So if you saw right there, I clicked on the bottom left hand of my screen, this says events, the bell, and you scroll down and watch ads. You can get 100 energy per day by doing this. That's 3,000 energy. That's equivalent to $30 spent in the game. So if you want to be as efficient as possible, I personally don't do this on my main account because I'm lazy. But if you're first getting into the game, this will help you tremendously at the very start. Having that extra stamina over a month period, your account will look much, much better doing that. Now, next up, we want to make sure that we are claiming all of these every single day. So technically, we're on day 2 of the guide. I will claim the other part of this later. So as you see, I've logged in for more days, like I've said. But make sure you claim all of this free stuff. You end up getting some free 5 stars and things once you get to the 7th day. So then we'll go ahead and claim all this. And now we have day 1 and 2 claimed. Next up, make sure you're doing this every single day. This is the most important thing to do every day. Is every time you do 20 stages of anything, arena, adventure, hunt, any challenge, you need to make sure you claim all these. This event changes every 2 weeks. So just try to get the most out of this. Every single time you get one of those points, you spend it here. And then for the total points, you end up getting some pretty good rewards, including some bookmarks. So the biggest reward is the Mologoras. You will learn as you get later into the game, Mologoras are a nightmare for even in-game players. The way to level up skills to make it to where your characters do everything they should be doing. Next up, make sure you have been working on all of this. You should finish your Adventure to New Airs challenge. So once you get all this done, it will start a new Adventure to New Air. And lastly, we have our Hunt Expert Challenge. This, you need to clear up to Hunt 6, which you can do with your core team that I showed you at the beginning, and we are going to pick Wyvern first. If you have picked another option first, you may need to go to my 2023 guide and look at the day showing how to beat these stages and work on that part and work backwards. So if any of you clicked one of these, it's fine. It's just going to put you a little bit in an awkward spot trying to follow the guide, but preferably Wyvern first. So once you click Wyvern, it will start the challenge. You cannot back out of this. So know if you click the wrong thing, there's no way to go back on it. For some reason, they still haven't changed that in like 3 years. But now we have a list of challenges we need to do. We need to complete Wyvern 7, obtain Blazing Rages, and acquire Spirit Blooms. This is all stuff we're going to do throughout the day, and we get a free 5-star character called Cigarette and Daydream Jokers. Those Daydream Jokers, once you get them, you do not want to feed them all into each other. Keep 3 separate copies, okay? So that is all the normal stuff. Now 2 little things to remember to do every day. I know this is a lot, but you need to go into your adventure, and you need to go into the first chapter, and then you're going to go to area 3. Now you're going to go to area 3, and you're going to go to E3-4. I don't even want to try to say whatever that is. So once you get into 3-4, you'll run forward, and then you will take an upward sprint, and you will talk to this Vagrant Merchant here. This Vagrant Merchant will sell you charms every day. These are very, very nice to buy. If you forget to do this, not the end of the world, but those charms in this game are annoying to get. I'll tell you right now. You need a lot of them. This game is a gear gacha game. It's not a character gacha game. Every time you pull on a character, you need to get 6 pieces of gear for that character, meaning that this is a gear gacha game through and through. And that is the hardest part of Epic 7, which I will be breaking down much better this time. And we have Genoced's guide this time to help explain everything better, which is great, which you will see that video if you are new to the game. I will share it with you. Now, next, the last daily thing that I can at least think of to do, you should be burning your arena every day. You should be doing your abyss every day. So reminder, do your abyss. And once you have done your normal stages of abyss, buy 2 more entries for the beginning. You don't have to do this. If you want to min-max, you can just skip, but the faster you clear the early abyss, the faster you unlock higher challenges, which will help you stabilize your account more over a short period. So I highly suggest until you're to about floor 80 at least, buy these every single day. And there's abyss guides already up for certain things. I'm going to show a couple of abyss stages. Abyss 63 is a little challenging for newer players, but other than that, you will, with the team that I showed you at the main screen, once you get the proper gear on them, they will clear everything up to Abyss 80, no problem. So make sure you're doing your Abyss every single day. Next up, we're going to go in and look at our Labyrinth. Make sure you do not have 9 out of 5 Labyrinth tokens. Spend these every day. Make sure you're at least under 5. So that if you have 4 out of 5, you get 1 per day. Make sure you're always at the end of the day 4 out of 5. Super important. If you can get to 0 out of 5 and put the time in and clear all this, good. And now the last thing though is within Labyrinth. Go to Labyrinth, go to Area 1, click Select Team, go into the stage. This is just like that Vagrant Merchant. Now we're going to pause. I'm going to teleport up here to the top right, and then we're going to go down. Sometimes you'll have a battle here, sometimes you won't. It doesn't matter. Just let your character clear at the thing real quick, and we'll get down to this little square here. So as you see on the map, this is where we're at. This is where you need to get to. Now we're going to click on him and buy whatever he has. So any charms he has or bookmarks, you will buy. Catalysts are worth buying from him too. So this is one of the best ways to get charms over a month-long period, just for extra things that you wouldn't normally be able to get. It does cost a decent amount of gold, but you will get plenty of gold as a new player. You do not need to worry about it. Now though, once you have grabbed that, normally to exit a labyrinth stage, you teleport to the area and you click the button to get. You do not want to do that. Once you buy, you want to go up to the top right-hand corner, click yield, and hit exit. Once you do that, it doesn't spend your entry currency, and you keep the charms that you bought. So it keeps you from having to waste a lab entry to check the shop and all that. Okay, so now that we're showed all of that, I'm going to go ahead and we are going to push to reach level 25. So from this point, if you are not level 25 yet, stop the video, and I will be back once we reach level 25. We're going to be going over the pet shop and making our first pet. So I will be back shortly. All right, so now you have reached a point to where your account is ranked 25. So to do that, like I said, you should go through your side story. You should go through unrecorded history. As you see, we made it to stage, I believe 15, or it's around 15. I did do a couple extra, maybe Spirit Altar runs or something, so I made it to stage 17. Make sure you claim all of this. This is where you're going to get most of your Breath of Orbises for upgrading your thing. We'll go over that. But just keep clearing this as high as you can go. If you start failing stages on recorded history, like I said, go to Adventure and start clearing Chapter 2. So once you have done that, the next thing we're going to be trying to finish up is this, the Remarkable Adventure. So once you finish up this, you're going to be getting a set of gear that's going to go on your Spectre Tenebria. So to do that, we're going to need to promote a 5-star hero to a 6-star hero. That's annoying, just so you know. If you are playing at certain times of the game, there are times that you'll get potions of Ascension. So right now, if you go into your Moonlight recruitment, you may be able to buy a potion of Ascension from here. So as you see, it's 950. Just for sake of speeding things up, we're going to buy this. So I'm going to show you, just in case there's no opportunities for you to get a potion, we're going to go ahead and show you how you are going to have to do this. So I'm going to do it the long way too during this, so don't think I'm ahead by any way. So don't worry if that's not a thing that you have. But we are going to be trying to finish this to gear out Stene. That is one mission for today. Second, we're going to be trying to clear as far into the Achieving Adventurer as we can. This is actually going to give you a ton of rewards. So this has a 70 stages. This is what we're going to be mainly focusing on, is making sure we clear all of this. So as you see, the next thing that it wants me to do within this is buy one Epic Catalyst from Record History. So we are 2 pets now, though. This is where the game gets so much easier. It's insane. And also we have unlocked Secret Shop. So this is a spot that you're going to be spending your Sky Stones over time to refresh it, because this is the most efficient thing. So spending Sky Stones to buy bookmarks directly is a bad idea. You don't get very much value out of that. But with the Secret Shop, it doesn't matter what level it is. If you ever need to get bookmarks, your best bet to get those is going to be sit in here, click refresh, and look for bookmarks. Sometimes good gear pops up as you get this leveled up too, which that's something you won't need to worry about until your late account. But I wouldn't do this too much for right now. You only do this, or I wouldn't do this at all right now. I'm just showing an example. But this is how you will spend your Sky Stones. So your weekly Sky Stones you get, you will be putting into this refreshing and looking for bookmarks. The bookmark rate is way higher per 950 Sky Stones that you spend, plus you are getting Mystic Medals, which allow you to summon on Moonlight characters. There are multiple reasons we are doing that. But now let's go ahead and show off pets. So with the pet system in this game is incredibly annoying. I'm going to go over the very, very basic thing for right now. So whenever you adopt a pet, it doesn't matter which one you take at the start, just whichever one looks coolest to you. So now we're looking at this, and we actually got a decent pet. The main skill we are looking for is going to be the chance to receive double AP from Side Story, and then the Catalyst drop. That is our first pet. We don't need to focus on pets at all besides that for right now. I will go into more in-depth parts of the pet system. So the first thing you should do is you are going to just buy out pet tickets. You're going to buy as much as you can. Do not buy the Sky Stones ones, because this will accidentally sometimes, if you click the wrong button, do never click this, because you might accidentally spend a bunch of Sky Stones. It's fine if you buy a little bit, but if you spend all your Sky Stones on this on accident, probably restart your account. I'll be completely honest. But that, always spend gold to get this. You will get a ton of gold as a new player, so don't worry about the gold portion of that. But we're going to go ahead and start doing some summons. So we're going to be looking for the pet that has, save all S rank pets, obviously, and all A rank pets for now. So that is what I tell all people. If you can check your B rank pets for at first to see, but that is going to be last resort. But there is 2 different abilities that we're looking for, and they are going to be your for your farming adventure. So now that we're here, I'm just going to go ahead and auto select and release anything that is B or below, and we'll release them, and we will summon some more. And we're looking for the extra AP bonus pet, and we're looking for the extra chance for Catalyst drop pet. Those are the 2 pets that we want. So as you see here, this is one of them, 11 or 1.15 chance. We want this higher rank though, preferably, but that might be something that we have to stick with. And the other one is going to be the AP pet. We got a Moonlight pet, so there are Moonlight pets in this game. So that's one cool thing, is sometimes you get some cool looking pets. A lot of people do try to pull all of those. Whenever you max out a pet, their appearance actually changes, which is cool too. But overall, the pet system in this game is pretty bad, but what the pet system does for your account is really good. So I'm just going to go ahead and auto select. Just if I did get anything that I needed, it won't get rid of my Moonlight pet, which is cool. So now we're going to go ahead and adopt again, and we'll finish off the rest of our tickets. So B rank. We are going to also set a lobby pet. But for right now, the only thing that really matters for a newer account is going to be the AP pet. And one thing is, if you are going to spend money on this game, I believe that the pack is still available. There's a $5 pet that gives you a perfect AP pet, which is cool. So this event side story currency one's actually really good too. So that is usually the number 3 skill that you put on. So the way that pets work is you're going to have 3 potential skills as you level them up. Whenever they start out their 1 star, you can auto battle 5 stages. So that's the point of pets, is auto battle. Whenever you level up to 2 star, you can auto battle 10 stages. Once you level up to 3 star, I think it's 15 stages. So if you ever see me auto battling with more stages, that is how I am doing it. So in terms of our lobby pet, let's just see what we got. Our best one is anytime equipment enhance EXP is always the best one to get first. So let's just go ahead and make sure we don't have a B rank one. So yeah, so the equipment enhance EXP is always the best first pet you can get. Our best one was a C, and that is what it is. Now we are going to be looking for a pet that has AP. So this pet's already pretty decent, so we can use that. But if we have any AP pets, we're going to stick with those. Additional reforge mats, and that's for hunt, right? Okay. That's a decent hunt pet too. So we did not get any. So if you do not get any AP pets, it's fine. You can just use this one. This one, or my main one, has double AP at B. That's fine. This will probably have to be the pet that I use. But what we're going to do, one way that you can also kind of fish for skills, is you can go to you level up pets. Once you have them at max level, you can synthesize them. So once you synthesize them, if they don't have any skills that you like, so you can fish for 2 skills. So this one you see I have reforged mats, and that both skills are bad. If you did have a good skill, you would select the good skill. But since we do not have any, then we're just going to do that. We put an extra one in here to guarantee our 100% chance. We make sure you select the appearance. We picked our Moonlight pet, and then we synthesize, and it'll just give us 2 new random skills, and neither of them are what we wanted. But this is a decent rune pet, I guess. In case we farm runes at all, we can just slap him on there. So that is fine. But your goal is to have an AP pet. If you don't have one, it's honestly not the biggest deal. Don't stress about it. The pet system is a very long-term commitment kind of thing, but that is all we're looking for now. So now that we have our level 3 pet that has the AP skill, cool. Again, I will show in the shop there is the pack. This is a free-to-play guide. I will not be spending any money, but I do, the pet support pack. This is the best first pet you can get, which is why they offer it to you first. So it has double AP S rank. And S rank's the highest you can go, and it's cool looking pet. So if you want to spend $5, this will give you the most value, especially on a new account. So that is the pet system. Once you have your pet, we will go ahead and assign our pet to our team, which we already did. And now this is how you will farm for that first 6 star. So my suggestion is going to be this one stage, but you're going to go into unrecorded history, and you're going to go to adventure. If you're in a guild, you get 10% extra EXP. So what we're going to be doing is farming for EXP and stigma. So we are going to go to, I believe it's stage 5, that is the Una stage. This is the stage I recommend for all new players just to farm when you don't know what you're doing. But whenever you eventually get to a point where you know what catalysts you need to go for, you will go farm those. But if you're at a point where you just want to farm as much stigma as possible, there is a specific stage, which I'll be going over later, that gives you the highest return for the time that you put in. But this is how you would 6-star your first character. So you go ahead and set this to 15, and as you finish a run, you will get EXP for it, right? So your characters, if they are already max level, then you're going to get EXP overflow, which turns into stigma. So the goal is to try to get as much EXP overflow as possible to get the stigma, and then you will use that stigma to go and buy. I will show you now. So you will take all the extra stigma you get from doing that, and then you will go into here, and you will end up buying your. Make sure this is 313, by the way. So if you look down here at the bottom left corner, 313 for this. I'll go over all this real quick. But you're going to be coming into Growth Altar, and you're going to be buying these purple spirit blooms. It doesn't matter which ones you buy. It's all basically the same. But you're going to be buying as many of these as you can. You need 20 total to 6-star your first character. And they have to be 5-star first. So one thing real quick, though, for those of you that are curious where to put these Breath of Orbs as you get them, the order is 313 top left, 111 bottom left. This over here, you're going to do 033 for it first. And then this down here needs to be maxed out, needs to be 333. And then once you get any more past that, you can go ahead and put them into your Breath of Orbis, which is going to give you more free-to-play Sky Stones. So, or just if you're a spender, just gives you more Sky Stones. So that is the order. I do have a video on that. It will be part of this guide. So if you look after this video in the playlist of the guide, if you find the guide playlist, it will be the next video, and it'll just be a quick video showing you and kind of explaining why you put the resources into where you do. So now we're going to go ahead and go to this. We're going to improve building, and we want to be able to improve the quality. Now let's do the middle one first. You're going to end up getting all the Breath of Orbises very quickly for at least the bare minimum things that you need. So by leveling this up, now we can craft catalyst, exclusive equipment, and modification gems. That's something that we'll go over at a later point in the guide. But now we're to a point where we have auto battle. This is where the game starts getting kind of easy. You can just have it running on the side. But the overall goal is get that first character 6-starred. So if you look here, Arteria, if we try to 6-star her, you come up into this, and then promotion, it will not let me promote her because I have the auto battle going. Let me cancel the auto battle, and then let's see if it'll let me do it now. Okay, so now it'll let me do it. If you look here, you can combine Spirit Blooms. Every 16 greater Spirit Blooms equals 1 purple. And I believe every 25, I think it's every 25 of these equals 1 purple. So technically we're sitting at almost half. In terms of the time it will take you to do this, it'll vary for your first 6-star if you do not have that potion. But if you do have that potion, then you can come into here, and then you can just go to, well, actually it's in here. Let me claim the potion. If you have this potion, some people say to use this potion on 3 stars because you get more value out of it. Guys, the amount of stamina difference between using this on a 5-star and 3-star is so minimal, it doesn't matter. If you're trying to min-max this game, there's a lot of little things you could do that I'm not going to suggest. I suggest time. I value my regular life time more than I do spending extra time in a game that isn't that valuable. So just know that going forward, that this guide is, I'm trying to respect your time as much as mine, even though I'm making hour-long videos, but I'm covering step by step so that way you don't have to question your things. So if you do have one of these potions, all you have to do is come in, you can click confirm on her, and then she will be 6-starred. So that is the fast way to do it. If you do not have that potion, though, or any way to obtain a potion depending on when you're playing, then you don't need to worry about it. Just do the background battle farming and then keep buying those. You will eventually get there. You can pause everything until you complete that. Once you complete that, though, you'll go ahead and finish these challenges, and this will give you the gear set. So I'm going to go ahead and go do a couple of things. I'm going to work on some of these challenges. I'm going to work on some of this, and then we're going to come back and I'm going to explain a couple things as to getting into your Wyvern team, and that will conclude this part of the video. Next part of the video is going to be going over day 4 and 5, clearing Wyvern 13, starting our Golem Hunt Challenge, clearing Chapter 2, lots of things for tomorrow's video, but this is just getting the initial part of your account stabilized and getting you moving forward so you at least know what you're working on. So I will be back shortly. Okay, so now one quick thing is if you're trying to get your first 6-star, I want to go over again that if you are going through your characters and are summoning on Tamarin as you get bookmarks, keep summoning on Tamarin until you get her. Once you get her, replace Destina for her, and Destina will sit. But as you're getting duplicate copies of characters, make sure to lock 1 copy of every character, including 3 stars. You can enhance your inventory up to 150 if you would like. So those of you that are starting to get cluttered in inventory, level this to 150. Also, again, if you want to transmit any 2-star characters, that is fine. Go to Hero Transmission, click select 2-star characters, and just transmit them. That is the use for 2-star characters. But the reason you are going through and doing this right here is you are getting Spirit Blooms. So this will actually help you speed up the process of 6-starring your first unit, all right? So by going in and memory imprinting all your duplicates in, you are getting Spirit Blooms for every time you do this. So just make sure you lock 1 copy of every single individual character that you get and keep doing this, and you will end up with quite a bit of Spirit Blooms that will help you 6-star your first character much, much faster. So now, once you go through and do all this, though, 2 artifacts you need to be making sure you saved, I've already talked about this, is going to be Daydream Jokers, any of those that you get, and then you want to save any Exorcist Tonfas. So take your Exorcist Tonfa, if you pulled any of them, keep 1 of them and feed all of your duplicates into it to where you get it max limit broken. You can max limit break artifacts by feeding duplicates into them, and it allows you to level them up higher and gives them higher skills that will come out. So Daydream Joker is going to be used for a lot of PvE content. You're going to want at least 3 separate ones of them. So you have 1 here. I've already leveled it up, but you're going to be getting more from your hunt challenges. Once you get hunt challenges, or your hunt challenge finished, so that is one thing you're going to be working on today. Also, you're going to be getting your first 6-star promotion things. So every time you 6-star a unit, you're going to be getting these, and it's going to be login daily things that you get. So the sooner you 6-star 3 characters, the sooner you can get an extra 45 bookmarks to help go toward Tamarin, or just bookmarks for later use. Again, once you finish summoning Tamarin, I highly advise not summoning on anything else until you watch further in the guide and more understand the game. The problem with this game is most people quit because they summon too many characters and have no gear for them. So my goal is to have you only summon on characters that are going to be usable or good. And then over time, once your account's established and you're well off, then you can just summon on whatever you want. But at first, I will tell you right now, the more you summon and more characters sitting in your account and more resources you use, the less likely your account's going to be able to stabilize and be to a point where you can play PvP. So we're going to be working on these as well. These are just completing different things in unrecorded history. So that is going to be one of the goals you are working on. And then lastly, make sure you, going into day 3, you'll be able to claim all of this. Okay. Now, the biggest thing to finish the guide off in is you're going to keep completing unrecorded history, keep going through adventure on stage 2, but you're going to be starting to put together your Wyvern 13 team. So as you complete the challenges to get your, so if you go to hunt challenges, you're going to be getting Sig right here. This is going to be a Wyvern 13 character. You need to complete hunt 7 or higher 20 times. You can just complete hunt 7 20 times. Hunt 7 you can do with this current story team you see on the screen, the team that you're using to clear everything. Next, you need to obtain Blazing Rage times 10. That there are multiple ways to get that. You can do AP exchange. You could trade in your catalyst boxes for those. So as you see here, we have catalyst boxes, 21 of them. So we could go ahead and just knock that out right now. So we'll trade in for 10. That is done. So now that challenge is completed. Easy challenge to do. So now we can come down here and go back to it, and you'll see we'll be able to, that is checked off. Now we need to acquire 8 more epic spirit blooms. You can do that by farming story. So just going through story and then trading in your stigma for those epic spirit blooms. We have 5 of 8 done. And then once you finish Wyvern, you'll just receive this and you'll have Cigarette. So once you have Cigarette, we're going to be going ahead and building our first Wyvern teams. So I'm going to show a few examples on my main account as to what your first Wyvern team characters are going to look like. So bear with me for this. Listen to my explanations for everything. So now on my main account, I'm just going to go in and make sure I have a Furious in my character list real quick. I should have done that before I record the video. I apologize. So let me make sure Furious is here. He is not. I do not use Furious on my main account. I never have, nor will I ever. Let me see if I have one in the waiting room. If I do not, then we're just going to have to use our imaginations. No, I do have one. So let me go ahead and move him to my box. And there is an extra waiting room, those of you guys that did not know. Seeing that is kind of nice. There's also extra equipment storage. If you click here in your equipment storage, you can click this, and there's actually a place that you can put extra equipment that you're not currently using. So it's a way to keep your inventory clean. So little 2 things I guess we're able to knock out with that. So now though, we are going to be showing off potential Wyvern 13 teams. So one thing with Wyvern 13, as a new player, I highly suggest do not deviate from this. So your Wyvern 13 team is going to look like a combination of this. So, and I know there's a Brig there as a front tank. You will not have that character probably, and it's okay. But just for example's sake, this is what a Wyvern 13 team will look like. Okay. So your goal today is start leveling these characters. You want a 5-star, your Mui and your Furious. Furious you get for free. I will show you how to get Furious. Bear with me. But you will get Furious for free and you will get Mui. Hopefully eventually. If you do not have Mui, I will go over what to do for now, but you will be waiting until you get Mui before you start hard farming Wyvern 13. The point of this little segment here is we're just clearing Wyvern 13 one time to get the rewards, and then we're moving on. We will come back, and this will be our permanent Wyvern team. We'll put gear on them. But for right now, our goal is to clear Wyvern 13 for the first time. My best suggestion, if you are new to the game, is using Crozet as your front tank. You can use Rose as your front tank. The highest win rate character for Wyvern 13 is Crozet. He protects your backline through wave 1. He is the best 4-star, and his best use case is Wyvern. Other than that, he has not many uses except for Expedition. He does work as just a general knight, but Crozet, I do not have him right now, it looks like, on this account. But Crozet would be your front tank if you have him. Second, you can do Rose. That is fine. Third, Crow is a good option as well. Now, if you do not, or Brig. If you have Brig, 1000% use Brig. Okay? Don't worry about the builds for now. I will show you the builds tomorrow to put on them. But the biggest thing is getting them leveled and ready. So, make sure Cigarette, you're going to be 6-starring her. Furious, so you're going to be 5-starring. And then your backline, you're going to be 5-starring as well. If you do not have Mui, you're going to be using the character Alexa. You will have her for free. As you see here, mine's specially changed, but just put normal Alexa there. Okay, so your team will look something like this. Now, if you don't have any of the knight options, it is fine. You can use Angelic Montmorency as your front tank, or you can use Blue Angelica as your front tank. So I don't have those characters on this account right now, but this is what your team will look like. Try to create some kind of combination of what you just saw on the screen. and you should be good. Now, I will go ahead and show Furious, and like I said, just work on leveling them up to 50, Cigarette 60, and then now we're going to go ahead and do our, I'm going to show off a couple things in the game. We have something called Grace of Growth. This allows you to freely 6-star a character and use them and try them out, and then from there you can then switch and try them again, or try a different character. So right here, if you look, we can go ahead and throw our Grace of Growth. Since we do not have Crozet or Rose or any of the other options I had to go through looking at this, we can go ahead and just do Montmorency. So Montmorency will work fine. I'm going to show her for this guide. I do not suggest using her. You can, but the specialty change for her is very, very annoying. So we're going to go ahead and throw her in our Grace of Growth, and that puts her at level 50. Our goal is to complete the Grace of Growth missions as well along the way. And then we are going to be able to, memory imprint her real quick. And then once we finish the Grace of Growth mission, she will automatically be level 60, 6-star Awaken. So that is really, really nice. And that will allow us to clear Wyvern 13 for the first time. We will probably switch our Wyvern Front Tank past that. That's why we're Grace of Growthing our Wyvern Front Tank, so that we have the ability to flex and switch them later. Now, once you have Angelic Montmorency, the way to get Furious for free, if you look through here, you have to clear Going Through Adventure, episode 2, 3-10, and then you have to complete his challenges. His challenges, when completing them, just click go next to them and just complete them. It's very, very simple. You should be able to figure it out. If you don't have Furious yet, you will be able to get him for free. So now looking at this is what your Wyvern team will look like. You will have either Mui or Alexa. So here is Alexa. If you don't have that, you will put Alexa, and I will show you the gear and I'll show you how to clear it. Lastly, you'll have Cigarette as your last character. So with these characters, you will be able to clear Wyvern, you'll be good to go. So again, end it here. Make sure Mui's 5-star. Make sure Furious is at least 5-star. Do not 6-star Mui or Furious, is pointless. Next, make sure Cigarette is 6-starred, and then your Grace of Growth is going to be your front tank of either Crozet, Rose, Montmorency. Angelica is another option. So I do not have... Angelica is a free character. Hold on, let me show Angelica for those of you guys that need a picture. This is Angelica, so I need to get to rank 30 to get her for free. So you can put her as your front tank too. I would highly suggest using Angelica over Angelic Montmorency or Montmorency that we just placed. And then if you do have Brieg, Crow, or Tywin. Brieg, Crow, or Tywin, the blue versions. Those are all I'm going to suggest. All right, so don't come to me and be like, can I use Arya? Can I use Ran? If you pulled any cool 5-star characters, they are not going to be as cheap and easy to clear Wyvern as this team is going to be. So try not to make any replacements. I know it's frustrating if you got characters and you want to use them, but that is going to be the last part of this guide. So level that up, keep clearing Adventure as far as you can. Whenever I meet back with you, we're going to be close to... getting through chapter 3, chapter 2, sorry, there'll be a couple confusing things, but this is day 2 and day 3 of the guide, what to work on. So you're going to be working on this, complete these challenges, and that's going to be through unrecorded history. Lastly, there will be side stories open. If there's a side story open that is time gated, you can go ahead and clear this and start working on it. That's another way you can spend some stamina and level up your account a little bit. And then lastly is Adventure. Try to clear as far into Adventure until you get stuck. And as you do that, you'll keep getting rewards. And then tomorrow I will show the gear on everybody and we will move from there. So this is what my team currently looks like. This is what the team will look like as you're trying to clear things. Once you unlock the hunt challenges, I'll probably come back with one little ending segment of this video to show where the account is. But as of right now, this is what the account looks like to clear through more stories. So this is the area. She's still on her free set. We did finish, so our Destina, hold on, I could not think of her name. Our Destina is just still on whatever free gear. We'll get you decent gear for her eventually. Which, if you have Tamarin, you will not be using Destina. Start using Tamarin instead. Our Spectre Tenebra is on that free attack set that we got from those challenges that I just showed. So you should have this free attack set. You put it on her, level it up. You can level it up as much as you want. I just leveled it up to here for now. And we'll have Raz still as our front tank. So that is our team. We need to level this gear eventually. Or hopefully we'll get replacement gear, which we will. One of the free health sets we're going to get from hunt challenges. So that will clear up one of our frontline characters. But that is what your team will look like as you're clearing through. So now let me grind for a bit. Let me make a closing thing on this video. Make sure you guys have your checkpoints of what all to have done. And that will conclude day 2 and day 3 of playing on your account. So again, if you're ahead of what I'm doing here, you can always go back to the 2023 guide. It's basically the exact same. Slight changes. The UI looks different. but the overall goals and everything we do is the exact same. So I will see you all shortly to end the video. All right, so to wrap up this video, I'm going to go ahead and go over, we are on day 3 technically for this now, so I'm going to go ahead and claim the attack set. As you can see, this is taking me a while to complete. I am multiple days ahead. I'm going to go ahead and grab the day 3 login rewards. For this, we're going to do a couple summons on Tamarin. I'm going to show the teams and tell you what all you can be working on until the next part of the guide, which will be tomorrow. So that's the nice thing, is that I'm to this point. The next part will be easy, but make sure you are claiming all your daily rewards and stuff. And once you hit level 30, you're also going to unlock the Mologora challenge. So this is going to give you quite a bit of rewards. There are multiple stages of this, and they give better rewards. You have to reach level, I think it's 30, 50, 60, or 51, 61. There's certain levels, we'll show them as we get there, but you'll just end up claiming all the different things from this. I won't claim all of it now, but the biggest thing was I told you guys to go finish your hunt challenges. So we went ahead and did all of the things to complete this. We bought the spirit balloons by farming unrecorded history. We cleared Wyvern 7 20 times with the team I showed earlier. And we'll go ahead and claim this. Now we got Cigarette and 6 Daydream Jokers. So now that we got that, let's go ahead and claim the bundle, and I will show you what to do with them. So now I'm also going to go ahead and do a couple summons for Tamarin before we go show that. So how close are we? We're 67 away. We have another 25 summons. Let me go ahead and get nothing per usual. Ooh, a Tagals, that's at least something, I guess. And we'll do a couple single summons. So anytime you're getting gold transmit stones, make sure you're using those for Moonlight bookmarks. You trade them in for the 5 Moonlight bookmarks and do Moonlight summons. It's not worth to buy anything else with them. So the more Moonlight characters you get, the stronger your account's going to be. So that is where to spend them. And last summon. And so every time I've ever done a guide account, even the last account that I was doing for this, I've always pitied Tamarin. Every single time I pity her. So it's actually getting to a point that it's insane how many times I've pitied that character on different accounts. But now that we got that, let's go ahead and I will show you your Wyvern team setup, and we'll be going over clearing Wyvern 13 for the first time tomorrow. So if you want to look real quick, actually, before I go any further, the any extra gear that you get, like the junk gear here, you're going to sell it. So you can just go ahead and sell any of the junk gear that you get from farming unrecorded history. This is going to give you charms, and this is how you're going to be leveling up your gear. So the more unrecorded history you farm, the better. You get stigma for 6 characters. You get these charms to level up your gear. That is where almost all of your early game progression is going to come from in terms of leveling your characters and getting your account stronger. So the more unrecorded history that you farm, the better. So now we're going to go ahead and what was I going to show? Oh, the hunt challenges. So in the hunt challenges, once you grab your first character, it's going to then go into a spot where you are able to see the extra challenges. This is where some of your best early game gear sets are going to come from. So as you see here, it has your complete Wyvern, different ones. We won't worry about those now, but this right here is going to give you a free HP set that's going to be able to go on your Tamarin or your Raz. Either one will probably put it on. If you have Tamarin already, you can put it on her. But either way, you're going to be getting 3 of these sets, and you're also going to be getting 3 attack sets. So the way you achieve these is by trading in for catalysts and unrecorded history. They have to be epic catalysts, which is 400 apiece. So this takes 1600 AP or action points. And then this right here is going to be for getting spirit blooms. So all the stigma you get for farming this, you will put in and get your epic spirit blooms and complete this. And then there's also the awakening challenges and your enhancement challenges. The enhancement challenges you will complete by farming unrecorded history, selling the gear to get those charm dust, and then leveling up your plus 15 gear or your T75 gear to plus 15. So, and these 2 sets that come here, the attack set and HP set, are that level of gear. They're T75. So by upgrading these, you are good to go. So now let's go ahead and I will show you your Wyvern team. So this is going to be your Wyvern team. Okay. So I showed you, you can get Furious for free from connections. Hey, if you want to, you can use Terran or Guard. He's a 3-star. It's what we used in the last guide series because he was a budget option. But you do have him as a potential option. He's a 3-star character. You'll use him late game for Abyss, but Furious is overall better. The only reason we used Terran or Guard in the last guide was because of the fact that he's just, you don't have to use Mologora, and we were pushing only PvP. So Mui, though, if you do not have Mui, you're going to be continuing summoning on Tamarin. You're going to get your 10 daily free summons. So you're going to keep getting chances to have him. But if you do not have him yet, just go ahead and get Alexa and get her up to level 50 and awaken her at least to 4-star. You don't need to skill up her at all. We are going to end up replacing her, so we want to put the least amount of resources into your Alexa and Furious, okay? So Furious will be level 50, Alexa level 50. Furious, you will have to skill up, which I will show you which ones to do in tomorrow's video. And in terms of Cigarette, we will be 6-starring her and fully maxing her out because she's going to be used later game to one-shot one of the bosses. So, and then your front tank, whatever it may be, whether you, if you have Crozet, that's huge. If you want to use Angelica, that's also good. Angelic Montmorency. I'm just using Montmorency just because that was all I had at the time whenever I put her into Grace of Growth. But you can use Angelica, you can use Tywin, Prow, or Brig. Now, this Wyvern team right here, I'm gonna tell you, if you're sitting here and you're like, well, I pulled this 5-star, does it work on Wyvern? Can I use Rain and Wyvern, Arya? Please don't. Just use this team. Using those characters for Wyvern is not good. It's never going to be good. Using the free characters is always best. Using the minimum amount of resources you can within this is always the best thing you can do when it comes to PvE. You always want to put the least amount of effort and level ups that you can to clear PvE content, because you want to save everything you can for PvP. Now, if you want to play the game however you want and try to do whatever, that's fine. But just I'll let you know right now, if you ask me, is X character good in Wyvern? Will X character work instead? I'm going to link you to this part of the video, and the answer is they can work, but no, don't do it. All right, so that is really it. In terms of everything else, what you should be working on next, the characters are the exact same builds that you saw last time. So you're going to be working on those hunt challenges, get that free HP set, put it on your Tamarin, and then your Tamarin's going to be good to go. So she could use that set for the rest of the time you play the game. So switch out Destina for Tamarin once you get her. If not, just put that gear set on Destina once you get it. That attack set, you can go ahead and either hold on to it for now until next video, or you can start leveling it and put it on one of your characters. But overall, the next characters we're going to be working on is just the Wyvern team. And then continue to push unrecorded history. Farm unrecorded history to complete those challenges, and then push as far into adventure as you can. So if you see right here, I am ending currently in adventure stage Sidonius chapter 2. That's as far as I am. I'll push a little bit further for tomorrow's video, but that is day 2 and day 3 of the guide. Tomorrow will be day 4 and day 5 of the guide. Luckily, I have the logins. I just didn't play. So now I can kind of do multiple days at one time, and it's going to make this really easy. But hopefully you guys are still enjoying the game. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, join the Discord. The Discord we're about to hit 10K people. It's super exciting because that's a huge number. So join in there if you have any questions regarding anything, and there will be people to answer them, because if you go to me for the answer, who knows when I'm going to have time or even see your question. So just know, if you need a quick answer to something, the Discord's always the best. There are tons of people in there to answer all your questions. But it's been Mitch or Deity, and I will see you all in part 3. Peace out.